Tonight on Haunted Homes, we visit a house in Plymouth whose inhabitants claim they're being terrorised by a ghost.
I kind of just hid under the covers because I didn't really know what else to do, and I was scared I was going to see something that I didn't want to see.
I should be able to stay here on my own of an evening, but I won't do it. I've not yet spent a night on my own.
We send in the Haunted Homes expert team, paranormal investigator Mark Webb, psychologist Professor Chris French, and psychic Mia Dolan.
In all the time I've been doing this, I've never not wanted to go in somewhere.
Their task is to uncover the mysterious disturbances. If Mia finds a ghost, she claims she will expel it from the house.
What?
Prepare to be frightened.
I really feel like there's somebody watching me right now.
Some believe that the dead are all around, seen by only the most sensitive of us. With 1 in 5 Britons claiming to have seen a ghost in their lifetime, could they be right? Tonight we investigate Swan House, a former pub, now home to 3 girls who are convinced that they're sharing their home with malevolent spirits. The first member of the Haunted Homes team we'll send in to investigate is Mia Dolan, one of Britain's leading psychics.
But a psychic just means that I cover different areas in the paranormal. When I'm working as a medium, it means I'm working directly with spirit. I speak to ghosts. I speak to dead people. I don't need anybody else's validation. I don't need anyone else to believe in what I do, for I know what I do is right. It is right to be skeptical. It's right to always look for the logical explanation first. But it is absolutely amazing when you realise that ghosts are real.
Tonight's case for investigation is Swan House, a former pub with a sinister past. Local stories about the pub include tales of tunnels used by smugglers in years gone by. 10 weeks ago, 3 friends moved into the house: Donna, Leanne and Antonia, along with Antonia's 4-year-old daughter, Ellie Mae. From day one, they claimed they were hearing mysterious noises around the house. But it was when these events took a more dramatic turn that the girls really started to worry.
Donna, myself and Ellie Mae were in the front room. Ellie Mae was watching TV, and then the TV just fell. And it went in slow motion as well. So I managed to catch it just as it knocked her shoulder, so she didn't have the full impact of it. But I couldn't lift it back to its upright position by myself, so Donna had to come and give me a hand, because that's how heavy the TV is.
After that happened, I felt really scared. I think we all did in the house. It was just, none of us stayed there on our own.
More and more strange and disturbing things were happening.
We went out to the shops, myself and Donna. We got back about 40 minutes later, and the cellar door was open.
Despite being a heavy wooden door held shut by a solid metal bolt, the door had somehow managed to open of its own accord.
It was unbolted, unlocked and opened, and that really scared us.
I poked my head round, had a look around, but I couldn't see anything, but I didn't hang around there for long either, because I just don't like it.
I was nearly crying when I ran up the stairs. It was horrible.
To Antonia's horror, Ellie Mae appeared to be the main victim of the paranormal activity.
I was looking through my photographs on my phone just to see what photos I had on there, and there's loads of photos of Ellie Mae, and even though we can clearly see it's Ellie Mae, it doesn't look like the usual bubbly, rosy Ellie Mae. There is one photo where her mouth's open and her teeth are out as if she's scared, as something's there and she's scared of it. None of the adults in the house have taken those photos. The fact that a lot of the focus seems to be on Ellie isn't nice, and I'm just glad she's young enough not to know and be oblivious to it all.
But soon, disturbing events occurred at an alarming rate, and they weren't just focused on Ellie Mae.
On 2 occasions, I've been in bed, I've kind of heard a creaking noise and sat up and my wardrobe doors opened. I kind of just hid under the covers because I didn't really know what else to do, and I was scared I was going to see something that I didn't want to see, so I didn't look.
Despite only living in Swan House for 10 weeks, the girls claim to have been pestered relentlessly by paranormal activity. Phantom fingerprints appeared on the roof beams. Strange lights were captured on a camera phone. And claims that a spirit boy had tried to steal Ellie Mae's balloon.
Ellie Mae! Part of me thinks that it might want to harm us, and another part thinks it's just playing games with us, whatever it is.
I should feel really comfortable here. I should be able to stay here on my own of an evening with Ellie Mae in bed and have a bath, watch TV and do whatever, but I won't do it. I've not yet spent a night on my own.
We gave the girls a video camera to see if they could get proof of their claims. They attempted to spend the night alone in the house, in the dark.
The scariest room for me was my bedroom.
It's actually really quite dark in here.
There was a lot of action going on the camera.
Do you see any of this thing? Do you see that?
Yes. See?
Wait,
Did you see that then?
There's loads of them.
That was worse because that went across me. It didn't go down.
Mate, can I just make things a little bit more scarier? Your wardrobe door's open.
Mate, your wardrobe door's never open.
I know. They were closed.
They were closed when we come in.
My main wardrobe
Main
door is
wardrobe.
ajar.
And we stayed in my room for about 8 minutes, but we couldn't handle that room any longer than that. It was just too cold and there were too many strange things going on, so we had to leave.
Can someone like take
The wardrobe door has now been closed.
We went downstairs into the cellar. I was filming at that point. See if anything happened. We sat in the cellar for quite some time.
That's me. I told you it was me.
Oh.
Right, we're now none of this bit because this bit is pitch black even I don't like this bit.
Oh, God.
Hang on, guys. I need to go in this dark bit. So,
Oh, yeah, but it's really dark.
as you can see, we're all a bit freaked out here. It's very dark, and we can't actually see where we're going.
Oh. No, it's all right. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Guys, no, seriously, though. I don't like it.
Mate, come on. Okay, guys, come on. Just keep holding my hand. Mate, I just saw some things.
Antonia, Donna and Leanne claim that their home, a former pub, is plagued by ghosts. They're desperate for help. Too scared to spend the night in the house alone, they're determined to find out why they're being harassed by what they fear is growing paranormal activity. In an attempt to prove they share their house with something supernatural, the girls spent a terrifying night in the house, which they captured on video camera.
Seriously, though, my hand.
Mate, I just saw some things.
So terrified, the girls only managed to spend a draining 25 minutes in the dark. Unsure of what to do, they've decided to call in the Haunted Homes investigation team to help locate the alleged supernatural menace and expel it from their home. Mia is the first to arrive in Plymouth, one day before the rest of the team. She will examine objects from the house in a practice known as psychometry.
I'm going to do some psychometry, and psychometry is when I hold the objects and get some information, not from the object. The object doesn't start speaking to me. What it does is it allows me to start seeing images and pick up information this way. Right, we'll start with this. With this, I see an old lady, an elderly lady with silver hair, and she's wearing an apron like a pinny. The feeling from this is family, really, so there's nothing nasty with this. A bottle. Now, immediately I'm picking this up, it's wrong. There's something wrong about the bottle. It feels as if it should have been left untouched, or something's been touched that shouldn't have been touched, something's been messed with. So my instincts are starting to say that somebody has maybe unwittingly, not meaning to, has stirred something up paranormal in his property. because it's a mistake, is what I'm getting with this. It's like somebody's unearthed something they shouldn't have done. What's worrying about these objects, obviously we're getting the paranormal activity. The most worrying is this bottle. And it is just a glass bottle. It's a bit dirty. There's something somebody's messed around with, accidentally done it perhaps. But this only comes in normally if it's something evil, because evil can only come by invitation, just like good can only come by invitation. And I'm really hoping that's not what we've got, because it's very, very heavy. But I don't have any doubt we've got something at the property. But it is quite worrying.
The following day, Mia arrives at Swan House. She has never seen the property before, and apart from the psychometry objects, she has no prior information about the case she is to investigate.
God, this is awful. There's a feeling of heaviness and dread. Okay, we're gonna have to go up, right the way up.
Mia tours the house alone before the other experts arrive in order to get a sense of any paranormal activity without being disturbed.
Okay, so this is the room I'm drawn to first. Heart's going up. Now, whoever sleeps in here has woken up and seen a figure in the doorway, or walking past the doorway. Okay, let's check out the other room. It was the two
Intrigued by what she has learned, Mia makes her way across to the second bedroom to see what else she can uncover.
It's like this is copycat. So whoever sleeps in here is experiencing exactly the same thing as the person in the other room. We've got the doorway, the dread, the ice cold. It's a very, very ominous feel. Very uncomfortable. Okay. Now go to the other extreme. We're going to go all the way down. Let's have a look on the way down. What else is there?
Mia makes her way back downstairs and is drawn to the front room.
So my senses are spinning at the moment. I'm not actually drawn to the seats, I'm drawn to the window. Either somebody's been seen looking out the window, or someone's walked into this room and seen somebody by the window. It's electric in here. I could list tons and tons of things that happened. Things have been moved around, we've got electricals, we've got television, we've got sound, we've got banging, we've got something by the window. Got a ghost. Got a ghost, let's go down. Let's go down, I don't want to talk to it, I'm going out. Got a ghost in the room. Got a ghost in the room right now.
Finally, she makes her way down to the cellar, the most chilling spot in the house.
It's like going into the bowels of hell. This is, absolutely bloody awful. In all the time I've been doing this, I've never not wanted to go in somewhere. Even when it's really bad, my interest is always up. But I didn't want to come in here. There's been loads of stuff going on down here. And I can hardly breathe, so I'm getting out of here for now. Not looking forward to the vigil. But don't tell Mark that.
Following her tour of the house, Mia believes there are 4 areas to focus on: the 2 upstairs bedrooms, the lounge, and finally, the cellar. Mia is accompanied by her very own paranormal investigator, Mark Webb.
What we do, we go to reputedly haunted locations around the world to try and find some scientific proof of the existence of ghosts. I don't tend to get scared on paranormal investigation. I'm there to prove ghosts exist, therefore I shouldn't be running away from them. Should anything happen, I should be the person going towards it, not away. To the skeptics, I would say that one day, coming very soon, I'm going to prove to you that ghosts exist.
Skeptic Chris French, Professor of Psychology, will look for the rational explanation.
I'm a psychologist with a special interest in the psychology of ostensibly paranormal experiences. I would love to see a ghost, but if I did have that experience, I wouldn't automatically assume, therefore, ghosts really existed. I might have hallucinated, I might have seen something and misperceived it. All the kinds of explanations that apply to other people could just as easily apply to me.
What will Mark and Chris make of Swan House?
How long have you been in this house?
On arrival, Antonia and Leanne are keen to show them the front room where Antonia's 4-year-old daughter, Ellie Mae, was nearly crushed by a falling television set.
TV. Ellie Mae was sat about here, that's my daughter, and she was watching a film and the TV just fell. It just literally, the cabinet didn't move at all. It was just a TV, it just fell, and luckily enough I was sat there, so I managed to catch it, and it just knocked her shoulder.
So she was about there?
She was about here.
You were sitting over there, and the TV just toppled forward?
Yeah.
Like that kind of motion?
Exactly like that.
It's quite a heavy set, isn't it?
Has that only happened on one occasion?
Yeah.
Only one occasion?
Only the once.
Right, and...
The girls then lead Mark and Chris into the kitchen. They're keen to hear the boys' thoughts on the incident involving Ellie Mae and her balloon.
Donna, or the housemate, put a balloon up here that belonged to Ellie Mae, had left the room, came back in, and Ellie actually had hold of the balloon. And Donna said to Ellie, "Oh, how did you get the balloon down?" And Ellie Mae said that the little boy was trying to steal the balloon off her, so she had to get it.
But did she say how she'd got it?
No.
No.
How old's Ellie Mae?
4.
So she'd be...
Yeah, that high, if that.
Interesting how she's managed to get hold of that. But obviously you've got the two sides to the story. One is Ellie Mae, how did she get hold of the balloon? And secondly, who's this little boy?
Yeah.
Has anybody else ever seen a little boy?
No.
That's just Ellie, right.
The experts have now completed their tour of the house, and it's time for Mia to meet the girls. She wastes no time in sitting them down and telling them about her experiences in their home.
When I first came in and stood in your downstairs room, it was a great feeling of oppression and with like a sinister edge to it. And then I immediately got drawn to go all the way to the top of the house. And I went along the corridor and to the right, there's a bedroom to the right. And I went in there.
That's my bedroom.
Is it your bedroom?
Yeah.
So I went in there and I sat on the bed. And I had this terrific sense of fear around the door, as if I'm looking at the door and something scared the life out of me.
You said you're drawn to the door. My wardrobe door on 2 occasions has opened in the middle of the night. When I've been asleep, I've heard like a creaking noise, and the latch has flicked over and the wardrobe door's opened.
So if I'm sitting on the bed facing it, that's in my line of view towards the door, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I went and was drawn into the next bedroom, directly opposite. Whose room's that?
Mine.
Is that yours? I mean, it was really a similar sort of the door, back to looking at the door again, but more the landing area.
We
have so that's where the fingerprints were found on the wooden beam
directly outside my room.
Yeah. So that's caused an area of fear. When I was doing the psychometry, one of the unusual things I picked up was a bottle. And that was the worst thing in the whole psychometry. The worst. And it had a feeling as if somebody's done something they shouldn't have done. And that's a really sort of very heavy thing to think, because it means someone's either done a Ouija board, a seance, or they've played with something, or they've done something that's upsetting whatever's here. Hopefully you haven't done anything like that, and it's just been an accidental thing, that you've moved something that the thing here doesn't like you moving. Do you see what I'm saying? But when I was in the cellar, that was awful. Did not like the cellar.
Yeah,
one bit.
No one does.
It was just really oppressive, and I've been into a few cellars, but there's something wrong down there, and I had this sort of weird sound of barrels and chains, like something being dragged across. And one of the last places I went to when I walked round was the living room. Walked in, there's a ghost standing by the window.
Which window?
To my right, as I went in. And I've got it there. And so every time I tried to be in the room with it, I couldn't think of anything else to say. So I had to walk out.
That was the one room we felt fine in.
But our friend who was outside thinks he's seen Leanne in the window twice of an evening. He shouted up to her, but we were all in bed.
It wasn't me. I was in bed.
And he said the first time he shouted up, she moved behind the curtain. And then the second time, like, she reappeared, he shouted again, and he said she just kind of walked back from the window.
Yeah, I said that. I said that she would have been seen, or that it would have been seen at the window. I think we've got a really good chance of getting some paranormal activity tonight. So it's going to be very exciting.
You'll be okay, mate.
We'll be fine.
After Mia's confirmation of a supernatural presence in the house, the girls are apprehensive about the night ahead.
I'm a bit scared, but more, like, I'm more interested. You know, I'm a bit scared of what we're going to see, but I want to see something that, you know, I want it to prove to me that it's not all in our imagination.
Yeah, that's
no,
what I
it's
like,
not all in
just
our
the
heads.
fact
We're not all
that-
silly little girls, you know, that we are actually feeling and seeing
There
things.
is something.
I'm not looking forward to it at all. I wish we didn't have to do it anymore. I'd rather just leave it where it is, to not have to go through tonight. And no, I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Now that psychic Mia Dolan has visited Swan House, she's convinced it's inhabited by a ghost or entity. The next step for our investigation team will be to experience a night in the house to see if they witness any paranormal activity. Mia, together with Professor Chris French and paranormal investigator Mark Webb, will join Antonia, Leanne and Donna in a night-long vigil.
I'm very concerned about the lounge and the top room, let alone the cellar. But I really think we should sort of focus on those areas, the bedroom, the lounge and the cellar, because that's, to me, where I felt the most, and I think, from what the girls have said, where they've experienced the activity. So where are you going to put your equipment? Have you thought about it, Mark?
Well, I think if we put locked-off camera in Leanne's room, she's got a wardrobe in there.
Oh,
which,
that cupboard door?
Yeah, she claims that the latch has lifted itself and the door's open, so it'd be quite interesting to see if we could capture that. They've also reported to us hearing footsteps and other sounds from the lounge area, so probably some sound equipment in there wouldn't go amiss. And the EMF meter, I think I'm going to stick that down in the cellar.
So we're agreed, but we've got a bit of an extra sensitive one tonight. Keep a special eye, especially on Tony, and just might get what we're after.
As the evening draws towards midnight, the team prepare the house for the coming vigil. Mark heads down to the cellar, where he sets up his final piece of equipment.
We're putting down here in the cellar the EMF meter. Basically what that does, it measures fluctuations in the electromagnetic field. Some people believe that fluctuations in the electromagnetic field is a reason for paranormal activity, myself included. So if this thing actually picks anything up and gives us a reading, we'll know that something's going on.
Along with the cellar, our team will be focusing their attention on the front room and the 2 bedrooms. Static cameras have also been set up in the lounge, stairway, and the cellar, and will be recording everything that occurs throughout the night. Skeptic Chris will be positioned in the Winnebago, keeping a close eye on all of tonight's activities. Mark and Mia lead the girls into the front room of the house, where she claims she saw a mysterious and ghostly figure at the window. She allows everyone to settle before starting the vigil. With no obvious activity in the lounge, Mia leaves the girls there alone. She and Mark head upstairs in an attempt to experience something paranormal. This seems to happen in no time.
Yeah, that's going out. Fucking Nelson just touched in the back.
I don't get scared.
Outside in the Winnebago, Chris keeps a careful eye on things as they unfold.
Just drawn to the door. It's like, just seen, it looks like there's a shadow stood leaning on the door frame.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
It is, isn't it?
easiest way I can find to describe that, what I'm seeing now, it's like in the movies when it's something that's got a cloaking device, you know, it still gives that haze.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is sort of what I'm seeing. It's certainly taking some sort of form.
Where's your hand? You just touched my hand.
No.
Sure?
Yep, not moved. Well, certainly I've not moved that hand.
Mia and Mark aren't the only ones experiencing unexplained phenomena. Suddenly, everyone in the house seems to be sensing something.
Is the chandelier rocking?
I can't see, it's too dark.
Can't focus. No, but... Right.
Mate, it's not, it's
no, but
just
let me just explain.
eyes.
Just watch it a second. Oh, God, it's freaking me out.
Where's your hand?
Nowhere near you, my son's head. You just just touch you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, glad you got it.
Worried about leaving the girls alone for too long, Mia and Mark head downstairs to check on them.
You all right?
Yeah.
Whose room did we go upstairs and on the left? Whose is that?
That's mine.
Well, that's where we went. And something did this in my bag. And then I thought it was Mark because I couldn't see him. Then we thought we saw something by the door, but we're not sure.
Somebody.
Something. And then Mark's hand got touched. So that was quite interesting. Now I want to take 2 people upstairs. Go in the other bedroom.
Okay.
Okay.
Mia decides to take Antonia and Donna upstairs to the second bedroom with her, whilst Leanne heads outside to the Winnebago with Mark.
I can hear your teeth chattering.
I can't help it.
Okay, good. You sit on the end of the bed, you two.
My teeth might stop chattering. Shit. I need you back.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm really fine.
Is he all right? It's me, that's me. What happened? What happened? Talk to me. Talk to me. Tony, talk to me. Talk to me, come on. What? What's the matter? Come on, what's the matter?
Tony, what's wrong, mate?
Tony, talk to me. What? Come on, talk to me. Come on. Breathe. Talk to me.
No, I'm okay.
You sure? What happened?
I can't.
Huh? Come on, talk. What happened?
It's several minutes before a terrified Antonia is able to tell Mia what she believes she has seen.
It was kind of a very strange and neutral colour, kind of disfigured egg-shaped thing. I think if I know what's going on, I'll be all right.
With Antonia's sensitivity to the vigil, Mia decides to leave Swan House and join Chris and the others outside in the Winnebago. With everyone reporting psychic activity, Mia decides to draw attention to the cellar.
So I'm going to put somebody in the cellar. Leanne,
On their own?
I'll come down with you.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been monitored.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm choosing you is because you said
Yeah.
you're really into this
Yeah.
and that you're facing
Fine.
fears, yeah?
Yeah. Fine.
Come on then.
With that, Mia leads Leanne back inside the house and into the most terrifying area of all, where she'll be left alone with only a video camera to communicate with the others.
This really is the darkest place. Very oppressive.
While Leanne prepares herself for her ordeal, outside in the Winnebago, the girls monitor her every move.
Come on, doing this.
Okay, well, here I am in the cellar all by myself. I cannot see a thing. It's gone really hot. Really, really hot. I honestly feel as if I'm not here by myself. I don't really know what to say. I don't know how to describe it. I kind of feel a bit funny now. But again, it's gone quiet now, though. I can't hear anything. And needless to say, I'm quite happy about that. I'd just be quite happy if it just stays nice and quiet, and I don't have to do anything.
In no time at all, Leanne senses a ghostly presence.
I really feel like there's somebody watching me right now. Oh, my God. I really don't like it. It's so quiet. I don't understand why it's so quiet. It sounds like someone's at the stairs again. That's probably my own fault for saying it's quiet. I'm hoping it might be someone to come and get me. Yeah, that's someone upstairs.
You've done so well.
The footsteps are Mia's. As she heads into the cellar to rescue her, she's in no doubt that Leanne had encountered a spirit.
I'm shaking all over.
Come on. We're going to take you back up, all right?
Okay.
Unless you want to stay down here.
No, thank you. I've had enough now.
Safely back in the comfort of the Winnebago, she tells the rest of the group about her experience.
I couldn't see anything. And I just felt as if there was somewhere. I really didn't feel like I was in that room by myself, but I couldn't see anything. But the longer I stayed down there, and the more I looked over my right-hand shoulder, the closer I felt it got every time I looked.
Have you ever seen her so scared?
No.
No? Is she normally the strong one?
Yes.
The sensible one?
And she never, ever cries. I've never seen her cry.
I know. I just wanted to cry from the moment I got down there. It was weird.
What was the worst bit?
I can't get over how quiet it was. I really cannot just get... There was nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, I pretty much felt as if I could hear my own heartbeat and nothing else. It was so quiet.
Would you have stayed down there much longer?
No.
Ever sceptical, Chris saw none of this apparent activity on his monitor and heads down into the cellar to check things out for himself.
Okay. Right. Just say hello to all my fans back in the Winnebago. Hope you all having a nice time. Right. Very, very quiet down here. And I have to say, I feel pretty cold down here. I don't actually feel warm. I can see what people mean about the kind of oppressive atmosphere down here. I think the big difference is that I don't believe in ghosts. It just feels like standing in the middle of a dark cellar. So the moral of this story is, you think you got a ghost, get a skeptic in.
After the night's events, Mia, Chris and Mark get together to discuss what they found.
I think the one thing we can agree on from last night is that the girls were the scaredest contributors we've ever had on a programme.
Definitely.
And regardless of if you agree with what they saw or didn't agree, they were terrified.
Absolutely.
We had some phenomena. I had some very interesting experiences. Most importantly, I think, was the sound. I'm amazed that the machines didn't pick it up.
I know. I am as well. I mean, I've reviewed all the footage back, and the sound's just not there. So there's no way I can actually play that back now and try and find a logical explanation as to what it was.
I mean, the interesting thing was, again, we didn't pick it up in the Winnebago either. You know, I mean, you all thought you heard something, but we've got no objective evidence to kind of try and figure out what it might have been.
After a long and chilling night, Mia and Mark are sure that Swan House is haunted. However, Chris is not convinced. Mia says there's only one sure way to get rid of a ghost, by performing a clearing ceremony, an ancient ritual used by many cultures around the world to expel demonic spirits. Mia says that she'll summon the ghost haunting Swan House, and with the help of her spirit guide Eric, send it over.
Okay, what we're going to do, this is the clearing, and when I start, I can't stop. And I need you to be strong. I know you got very frightened last night, but I need you to be strong and not leave the room, not leave the table. What I do is I leave my body, basically, and walk around and try and find whatever's here and bring it back to the room. Once I get it back to the room, I don't know if you'll see anything or not, but I'll be seeing it. And then, hopefully, I'll be able to question it, find out what it's doing here. And at last, I'll send it over. And then it'll be finished. Okay, any questions? No. Okay. First thing I'm doing is I'm visualising myself outside of the door on the landing. I've gone into the kitchen. I see chairs and little tables, as if it's a lounge. And there's a woman standing by the window, and she's got dark hair. And she's not old, she's only in her 20s. She's got a long skirt on, like a dark grey colour skirt that's quite full. And something around her shoulders, and she's turning around and looking at me. She just looks very sad. I'll try and bring her back. Okay, she's over by the window. See, I'm seeing it as a different window, and it's got an old-fashioned dressing across the top, like a really thick, heavy old material, and the wooden curtains coming down the side, and she's looking out of that. She's looking out to sea. She's in love with somebody that went to sea, but she didn't know he was going to sea. And they were meant to get married. He didn't come back. She's died of an illness that marked her face. But she didn't want to go over in case he came back. This is why you've been so scared. Because you loved someone from the sea. Do you understand? And so she could pick you, she's feeling your emotions. What about the television? Oh, she didn't mean the television. She didn't mean to do the television. It's just the energy, her energy pushed the television. She was actually trying to stop it. It's very sad, she doesn't know how to get over. She cleaned here. She worked here. And her man was a fisherman. And his name was Paddy or Patrick. I think it's Patrick. What's your name? I think it's Elizabeth. Yes, probably Beth. Okay. The reason it's felt so heavy in here is not because she's evil. It's because she's so sad. And because she's so sad, that's why you could pick it up. And also her heaviness is because you got so frightened. And she's actually been trying to not frighten you. I'm going to send her over. She's brushing herself down, as if she's making herself clean. And... hold on, let's do it. I'm seeing a doorway. It's like a light doorway opens beside. And as it's opening, her skin that was all marked is all clearing. It's the easiest thing I've ever done. She's actually lifting in front of her skirts and stepping through. The doorway's closed. And the light's going.
can hear a bell going. They must have had some sort of alarm many, many, many years ago, a long time ago, 150 years ago. I reckon they had a bell alarm to do with fishing or boats or sea or something. And that's where he might have died out there, her man, because as he went through, the alarm, this bell was going. And the lights finishing. De profundus clamave ad te, Domini. Domini exaudi vocem meam, fiant ores tuae, intendentes invocium, deprecationis meae, si iniquietius observerus, Domini, Domini quesus tenebi, et ipse redime Israel, ex omnibus iniquietibus ejus. Finished. That was so lovely. I thought it was going to be something really awful, and it's a really sad love story. She's gone. You didn't have anything evil, you didn't have anything nasty, you had a broken-hearted young woman who didn't know where her man was.
Mia tells the girls what she believes happened to Patrick, the young fisherman.
When I first started, I thought he'd been press-ganged or taken away from her. But I think what she meant was he was taken away. It was an accident at sea or fishing or something like this. So it's not what I expected. It's not an evil entity. Just somebody very, very sad. Are you okay?
I never expected her to find a sad person. I assumed that it was going to be something nasty or, you know, not the way it turned out. Totally didn't expect it. Shocking.
And we were obviously living in fear of something there was no need to be living in fear of. If we hadn't called Mira in, we might never have known that.
I don't want to move, no way. I want to stay here for a long time. I love it.
Definitely.
Yep.
During the clearing, Mia claims that she uncovered the tragedy of a young woman called Elizabeth who lost her lover in an accident at sea. In 2 weeks' time, our cameras will return to Swan House to see if the clearing ceremony worked and if the ghost of Elizabeth has gone. 2 weeks have passed since the clearing, so how has life changed for Antonia, Leanne and Donna?
The first thing I noticed after Mia left was there was just quiet and peace in the house.
Everyone just seemed kind of happier. I'm not sure if that was moods rubbing off on each other or anything, but it just seemed like a lot of a lighter mood around the house.
After about 20 minutes of being in the house on our own, I decided to go down to the cellar. And I stood in there for about 20 minutes, and it didn't feel scary at all. It just didn't bother me. I go down there all the time now, in the dark, to put the gas on and things, and it's fine.
So how do they feel about their home now?
I love living here, I do now. At first I was getting a bit, wary of it all because it's getting a bit scary, but now I really do love it here.
It's a nice, big, normal house, nothing to worry about, nothing to fear.
It's perfect to live here, it's lovely. We love living here.
In blue.
When I look back on everything that happened, I do believe that something was here. I'm not too sure what it was, but I do believe there was something, and I do believe it's gone now, whatever it was, yeah.
It's definitely made me believe that there is, and there are ghosts out there, and stuff like this can always happen to people, and you never quite know who it's going to happen to, or when it's going to happen next.
Antonia, Leanne and Donna claim that their house once again feels safe and that they're no longer being watched by the phantom stalker. Haunted homes may not just be myth or legend. Perhaps tonight's evidence might make you take stock of your own beliefs. If you haven't lived in a haunted home yet, maybe one night you will. Sleep well.